2 years ago, St. Joe's Prep found themselves on this stage in the APAC Championship against LaSalle College High School, where their playoff push ended in a decisive 7-0 defeat. Since that night, the Hawks have reshaped their identity and rebuilt their culture, turning into one of the most conference's consistent contenders. That transformation was on full display last Wednesday in a 4-1 victory over the Hun School, punching their ticket back to this very moment. But standing in their way is the top-seeded Holy Ghost Prep, a team that has beaten the Hawks twice this season. The regular season, however, means nothing now. This is the postseason. This is the APAC Championship, and it starts right now. Hawks hockey back on WSJP. We are live here at Grundy Ice Arena for the APAC Championship between the number 1 seeded Holy Ghost Prep and the number 3 seeded Hawks of St. Joe's Prep. St. Joe's Prep got a 4-1 defeat over the Hun School last Wednesday, but Holy Ghost Prep had a very gutsy win over Malvern Prep as well, both at Iceline. And now we look to see who is the best team in the APAC and who is the true number 1 seed heading into the Flyers Cup. For today's broadcast, I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by AJ Farrington. AJ, how we doing?
Feeling pretty good, Ryan. Like you mentioned, Ghost coming out with the win. It's very loud in here. Ghost coming out with the win in both of the regular season games, but it is really hard to beat a team 3 times. So I wouldn't expect the first 2. I think, well, the best way to put it, Ryan, is I wouldn't really put either team here in the advantage. I think this game could really go anyway very quickly. And I really don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. We could see something in a repeat of their last matchup, which didn't really go to the Hawks' favor, or we could see something completely different, right? I mean, we saw the Prep lose to the Hun School, and then we just saw them go out and beat them up pretty good last week. So you really don't know what to expect with APAC hockey, but I think what I do know is this is going to be a good one.
No doubt about it, AJ, and I think we also have to point out, I mean, the Hawks weren't necessarily healthy the last time they played the not the Hun School, Holy Ghost Prep, I apologize. No Frankie Ely in this game, and from our knowledge, we only know that Will Savarese will not be in today's game. Hopefully we get him back for Flyers Cup. Speaking of Flyers Cup, it was just revealed this past Sunday that the Hawks were put as the number 2 seed in the Flyers Cup tournament. Holy Ghost Prep, the number 1 seed. The Hawks will take on Salesianum next Tuesday, and if they are able to advance in that, they would play the Thursday, March 12th. And then if they're able to win that, the championship is on the 17th of March, that being a Tuesday. But that's in the future. AJ, a lot to talk about in today's game. I mean, obviously, we just mentioned Holy Ghost Prep beating the Hawks twice this season. And you said, it's hard to beat both teams, beat a team 3 times. I feel like based off of both teams' performances last week, this could be a very evenly matched game.
Yeah, absolutely. Not too close of a contest from the Prep side of things, and a little bit closer in terms of the Holy Ghost side. So like you mentioned there, Ryan, I mean, and, I mentioned a little bit before, I mean, this is really just an anyone's type of game, and obviously no lines for high school hockey, but
yeah.
I wouldn't place anything down personally if there was. No way to really know how this one's going to go, and I think you could have a variety of outcomes, so.
No doubt about it. Well, this is definitely a battle of the goalies, if you will. Declan Geary, arguably the best goalie in the APAC, but the guy just standing, about a few feet away, that being Matthew Salita. I mean, in 11 games played, 250 saves, only 11 allowed goals, and that's a save percentage of .956. That's a 10-1 record total. I mean, these are some of the best goalies, and even John Bodoff for the Firebirds as well. I mean, 10 games played for him. Not the stats that Salita has, but still respectable as well. A .929 save percentage. Only 19 goals allowed this season on 267 attempts. And now we will have the starting lineups and the national anthem. So let's see which one we have first today. Sometimes it's a bit mismatched.
Starting lineup first, looks like.
Yeah. And they have pronounced James Fratt's names wrong, but that's okay because I get a lot of names wrong as well. James Fratt starting on the first line for the Hawks. Noah Stool as well. So interesting, the Hawks with some changes.
The South Philly wing pair up there.
This is true. And now Cole Sullivan, another one. And Adam Sharafi as well. Just keep adding.
Yeah, really.
And then Aiden Quinn to round out the starting line for St. Joseph's Prep, and now for the Firebirds of Holy Ghost Prep. Declan Geary obviously announced his goal, but I think we knew that already.
Most likely.
Chris Marshall starting things off today for Holy Ghost Prep. Jack Gavahan as well. Mason Thomas as well for the Firebirds. A good offensive lineup to start things off. Guys, you can really make a lot of passes. Watkins as well. Owen Leary as well. So a big defensive approach, if you will, AJ, from Holy Ghost Prep.
Yeah.
Salida as well. Both teams with a defensive approach to start. And we will take a short break here on WSJP for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back at it here on WSJP. The first period just about to drop at Grundy Ice Arena. Shout out AJ's Buick Verano for getting us out here once again.
Yeah, it's a common theme. These
theme
hockey
indeed.
games.
I mean, could this be the last time? Buick Verano, obviously we got some later games coming up. I mean, this could be the last Buick Verano ride of the hockey season.
I mean,
depending on the way it works out.
And now, furthermore, Ryan, this could be your last Buick Verano ride for the hockey season ever.
I'll never
Not
be.
just this year.
I'll never be the same. But here we go. Noah
Maybe
Stool.
for baseball, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Noah Stool, John Gavahan facing off, and here we go. Face-off won by Holy Ghost Prep, and they will clear it down the ice quickly. Declan Geary knocking it with his pad. Aiden Quinn finds James Fratt, tries to center it to Stool. Back to Fratt again. Nice pass over to Cole Sullivan as he tries to get down the ice. Once again over to Noah Stool, who clears it just really to himself. Leary is there for Holy Ghost Prep. Stool and Leary fighting on the boards. Gavahan as well able to take it away. Here comes Holy Ghost Prep down the ice. Marshall tries to get it down, and it's secured by Declan Geary. Nobody getting close to him, though.
Yeah.
As there's a bit of scuffling going on between both teams. We'll get a face-off.
Yeah, Adam and Quinn making sure obviously you like, as an offenseman, you're going to skate towards the goalie every time the puck goes to here there. Maybe he drops it, maybe there's just like a sort of intimidation sort of factor there. But, as a defenseman, part of your job, as I mentioned, I feel like every time on the air, you got to keep your guys safe between the pipes. And,
right.
Just standard procedure, really, business as usual.
Line changes for both teams. The Hawks getting their offensive line in, if you will. Gargon to face off, as well as Gonzalez for Holy Ghost Prep. Faced off won by the Firebirds. That one cleared around the boards. Foster, the closest one to it for Holy Ghost Prep. Pass to Flynn, knocked away by Michael Castelli, and now here comes Cole Gargon. Has Frankie Ely parallel with him, tried to get it to him, but the pass was tipped by Romer. Back around the boards again, Gargon out to Curson. Just a bit of a centering opportunity for him. Nothing really there for the prep. Castelli to Frankie Ely. Doesn't have really anybody on him. Romer tried to make up for that. Ely a little bit held there. Gargon knocked into the boards by Gonzalez. Gargon able to get free, though. Gets it out to Tommy Ely, who takes a shot, and it got knocked away before it could get to the net by Foster. Gargon, though, on the rebound for the Hawks. Flynn right on him. Puts a stop on it and gets around. Frankie Ely spins around as well. Finds Gargon again. He takes a shot, saved by Salita. We're going to see a lot of that today.
Yeah, not bad. Just, trying to, obviously you're testing the goal early, even if it's just something small, you put it in there. But something I noticed a little bit after the play there, Ryan, there was a slash that wasn't called right there. You can't fool these eyes. Romer hitting, I think that was Tommy on the ankles there with the stick. I'd watch for that to develop further.
It's obviously going to be a very aggressive game. We saw that last week against the Hun School. So we know how physical APAC hockey can be. Holy Ghost Prep, though, trying to get it down the ice. Adam Sharafi with the interception on the pass.
A nice move from him there in the neutral zone, pardon. Another nice move.
Now making some fancy moves. Tries to center it to Fisher, but Flynn was there first. Sharafi goes down as well. Holy Ghost Prep trying to get it in transition. Wagner is there for the Hawks, but so are Holy Ghost Prep. There is Loeb, but it was Wagner who was able to get it first. Braden Fisher tries to knock it to the right side of the ice. Jake Ely had it knocked away, but Michael Washlick there able to recover for the Hawks. And there is more Holy Ghost players still trying to cause some problems for the Prep. Harmer was able to force the Prep to clear it as they will get a line change in. Back to really the first line minus Tommy Ely and John Wagner, who has it tipped off of him. Here's Smaron. Has it knocked away by Tommy Ely. The Hawks not able to get anything down the ice as Holy Ghost Prep are bringing the pressure as they try to re-secure the puck. Pass to the outside to Leary. Not touched by the Hawks.
No ice called, though, yeah.
So no icing called on St. Joe's Prep. Here's Marshall, tries to clear. Stool is there for the Hawks as he's able to get it to Cole Sullivan, but he has to clear it himself as there was no one there for St. Joe's Prep. Leary back on it for the Firebirds, but a multitude of Hawks are able to take it away from him. Watkins has it stick poked away by Noah Stool. Frack calls for it in the inside, doesn't get it to him. Quinn with the shot, goes wide left.
Yeah, Ryan, we've seen this before. The Prep really aggressive here on the forecheck, trying to cause turnovers in the opponent's zone. This first line here of Fratt, Noah, and Sullivan doing a good job at being up there and forcing the puck to change hands. You got great pairs all around here, Ryan, for this Hawks team. So I think you have that's got to be a luxury, right? You have the ability to push heavy on the forecheck because you got guys who can sit confidently in these 2-versus-3 odd man rush situations. We've already seen it once before with John Wagner on the back skate. Made a great play earlier. So
Vinny Burnett wins the faceoff. Connor Martin takes a shot, goes right. Joseph Dara closest to it for the Hawks, but Pat Ozer able to knock it away from him. Nobody can secure it for Holy Ghost Prep as they just have to clear it off the boards. Leary just got it right to Burnett, but he might have been caught for tripping, and they do not call it. The Hawks might have got away with one there. AJ, you talked about the slashing that could have been called on Holy Ghost Prep. Well, it looked like Burnett got away with tripping.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. That looked like it was a pretty... I can't see perfectly from my point of view. I mean, you never can, but not on the ice. But I saw a stick go out. I saw a skater down, so.
The Prep do recover. Burnett still going low with the skate. Or with the stick, I apologize. Geary tried to call for icing. Not called by the officials, though. Connor Martin on the boards. Has more Hawks to help him, but so do Holy Ghost Prep have Firebirds.
Yeah.
Divine trying to just keep it sandwiched in between the glass. I'm sorry, the board, as a clear was just knocked over to Foster. As a very nice hit from Vinny Burnett gets the Hawks bench in a bit of a rattle.
Yeah, love that.
Holy Ghost Prep able to recover, though. Here's a shot from Valerite. Saved. Nothing there on the rebound for the Firebirds. Castelli just tries to knock it down the ice as the Hawks try to recover. Soft hit from Frankie Ely. Maybe just a little bit of a check, if you will. Another icing call by Geary that the officials don't agree with. Yeah. Aiden Quinn slapped Bit of a backhanded pass. Another shot here, nothing there for Holy Ghost Prep. Aiden Quinn was there before it could get to the net. Ben Curson knocks it around the boards over to Frankie Ely, who can't find anyone. Oh, very nice pass to Ben Curson down the ice, and that's going to be icing called on St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, just trying, got some tired defenders out there trying to give a little bit of a reset. Ghost holding more position as of recent. Oh, good song there. And, just trying to, give your guys a little bit of a chance to breathe, obviously.
So the offensive lineup, as we've said, John Wagner and Ben Curson, who are defenders, are in there for St. Joe's Prep. Hawks win the face-off.
Yeah, that's a strong pair there defensively, those two.
Shot there, nothing on the rebound for the Firebirds, as Helms gets it back, and it's knocked off the skate of Michael Castelli. Helms is there first, though. Cole Gargon, nothing there on the stick poke, as it is knocked right back to Gargon. The Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds not able to secure it. Gargon trying to do it himself down the ice. The Hawks could get a line change in, but they won't. Knocked out to Curson, who takes a shot. Good! And it's good! Ben Curson scores!
Michael Castelli, I think that was on
Oh
the
my goodness,
Yep.
It's Michael Castelli. AJ, you're right. It looked like Castelli got it on the rebound. We saw that last week against the Hun School. St. Joe's Prep, a quick 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Michael Castelli there just on the deflection. I mean, that's obviously the threat every time you see a shot back there from the defenseman. Just getting a stick on it, redirecting the puck completely. So you're going to get that primary assist coming of Ben Curson, and the secondary coming from Cole Gargon there.
Yeah, well, I once again apologize. That was Michael Castelli on the goal. That's probably my biggest fear of hockey commentary, missing whoever scored. But the Hawks have now taken a 1-0 lead over Holy Ghost Prep. But AJ, we saw this before. In the last game against Holy Ghost Prep, St. Joe's Prep scored the first goal. Gargon was the one to do it. And then it was 5 unanswered goals from Holy Ghost Prep. So you cannot get too high on the highs if you are the Hawks.
Yeah, I don't think playing any sport ever you can get too high on the highs. I mean, sports is all about momentum, and it can switch hands very quickly.
No doubt about it. Hawks able to re-secure Holy Ghost Prep. Very aggressive to
Great
Jake Ely.
go there.
But here we go on the break. Sharafi gets it to Washler. Can't secure it. Goes behind him. Sharafi secures it. Doesn't have a shot. Tries to center it, but no one was there.
Yeah,
Salita was able to get
trying
it.
to sneak it behind the pad of Salita. That was a good job from him, just spreading out, making sure they got all gaps covered at all times. So Sharafi couldn't sneak it in there on the backside of the post.
Cleared down the ice, caught by Aiden Quinn, and dropped at center ice. Cross-ice pass over to Adam Sharafi, who clears it himself. That one off the glass as the Hawks get a line change in. Jake Ely and Cole Sullivan, though, going to continue to pressure Holy Ghost Prep. Thomas, cross-ice pass over to Watkins. Down the ice, stopped in the neutral zone from Ben Curson as he clears it.
Yeah, that was phenomenal from Curson there, just to sit, not overcommit, and force the puck back into Holy Ghost Prep's defensive zone.
Sullivan to Tommy Ely. The Hawks not really having much breathing room ever since the goal from Michael Castelli as Holy Ghost Prep tries to give the Hawks a taste of their own medicine in transition. Here comes Thomas, checked by Tommy Ely. Yeah. That was a beautiful one from a senior leader, Zudankovic.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal check, like you said.
Backhanded pass, Ben Curson, the closest Hawk. Tries to dance around defenders as he barely gets it to Cole Sullivan. Back to Curson again. Fight for it on the boards between the Hawks and Firebirds, as it's knocked back to the zone of Holy Ghost Prep. Thomas backhands it to Declan Geary, who just slightly knocks it over to Tommy Ely. St. Joe's Prep have not really had it in their zone in the past couple of moments, and that is going to be offsides called on Holy Ghost Prep.
Yeah, a little bit of a break here now if you're the Hawks.
Line
Both teams
change
pressing,
again.
not step over there, Ryan. Both teams pressing pretty heavily up top, and it might cause a couple opportunities on the break later down the line if if that press is broken. But trying to tire each other out early on in this game. You want to set the tempo. You're going to want to set the physicality. Sorry, my mic drifts a little far from my face occasionally.
That happens. That happens a lot too.
And pretty even game style of hockey I think we've seen so far.
Good thing is that I'm loud enough to the point where I don't think people realize. But here we go.
Yeah, I certainly don't.
Gonzalez, open shot, saved by Geary.
Yeah, Gonzalez really just taking it himself, getting that outside end, and beating really everyone in front of him. But you got to be Declan Geary still, and that is easier said than done, Ryan. Like we mentioned, probably two of the best tendies in the APAC. Dare I say, two of the best tendies in the state across the ice from each other right now. And a great play made there by Declan Geary.
Face-off won by St. Joe's Prep. Michael Castelli has to deal with 2 Holy Ghost Prep players in front of him as he loses the puck. Gargon knocks it back over to Sharafi, who just clears it down the ice himself. Tommy Ely quick to the puck as Michael Castelli resecures for the Hawks. Gargon back on the boards, gets it out over to Adam Sharafi, has it knocked away by Valerite as the Prep just have to clear it again. Didn't have the opportunity there, but now Holy Ghost Prep are going to try and clear it again themselves, but tipped by Castelli. The Hawks have done a great job on that today as they are able to clear it once again. Icing called, or actually no, delayed penalty, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I think it might have been offsides. Or icing. No, it is icing.
Yeah.
I should have went with my gut.
Yeah, it's all right, man. And sometimes, it's hard to know what's going on exactly out there. You're watching a lot at once. It's a commentator, right? We're always trying to look for everything all the time. So
Sam and I had this thing last week where do people, phone it into what happens for the professional guys? Because it's hard to look at all at once. I don't know.
I think they have spotters. I'm not sure.
They probably do. There's no way they don't.
I mean, I'd like to think we're pretty close to professional.
I would like to say so myself.
Yeah.
Face off. Well, it's not going to happen.
I accept donations.
Braden.
I don't have Venmo, but you can drop it off in school if you want.
Braden Fisher forced out as he went too early. Jake Ely went out face off for the Hawks. And luckily for him, he is able to win it as Fisher looked like he wanted to still get in on the face-off. He was able to knock it around the board. So Michael Washik, who just clears it down the ice. That's going to be icing called once again on St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Washik looking for the cross ice, pass. And just doesn't make it to a stick, and just going to drift out there. So we're going to have, a little bit of deja vu action here. Different side, though, so maybe not exactly.
No doubt about it, AJ. Now Fisher will get his opportunity to face off with Logue. The official's telling him don't go early, I guess.
Yeah.
And the face-off won by Logue. Tries to shoot it. Saved by Geary. Knocked away by Aiden Quinn. Not secured, though, by Leary. Cross-ice pass over to Watkins. Down the ice once again, but it's too far out in front of the intended man, Harmer. It goes behind the boards. Big hit from St. Joe's Prep. Tommy Ely knocks it in the air. Washik tries to knock it behind him. Too many Firebirds, though, to deal with. Jake Ely gets knocked down. No penalty called. As Michael Washik resecures and clears it down the ice. No one's near him, though, as he tries to knock it away. Gets it over to Jake Ely. Ely tries to center to Fisher too high. Tommy Ely turns around, shoots it. Nothing there. Too wide right. As Holy Ghost Prep will try to get in transition. Aiden Quinn goes down. Another no call from the officials. They are letting them play here today.
Yeah, that looks like it could have been a little bit of a trip there, Ryan. But like you mentioned, letting them play. Nothing wrong with that in a championship game.
Logue around the net. Doesn't have anyone to center it to, but everybody on the outskirts of the net. A stick goes down. Logue's stick goes down, and that's going to be a delayed penalty called on St. Joe's Prep.
Oh, that's a shame there, Ryan.
So the Hawks will go in the penalty kill, as now Holy Ghost Prep will have a man up until
yeah, if the Hawks get a touch on the puck,
they got to touch it, and they still do not.
Yep.
Holy Ghost Prep still with a man up momentarily. Here's a shot, and it's no good. What a save by Geary.
Yeah, Gary, first save on the reaction, but we talked about tracking the puck instantly as that puck just kind of, comes off the pad. He's still watching. He gets a second effort on there, covers it up. Great job. Once again from him, as we've seen so often. But, yeah, like you mentioned, Ryan, that's going to be a penalty on Aiden Quinn. Looks like they're going to get him for knocking the stick out.
Yeah. So Aiden Quinn in the penalty box. He is not happy about it at all. Or maybe you just have to forcefully close the penalty box.
Probably a little bit of both,
Yeah, probably a little bit of both.
I think even if you do something wrong in a sport, you get mad. I mean, I've got called for fouls and penalties that I know I've done on purpose, and, I've gotten irritated about it anyways.
And lots of talking going on between both teams, and obviously this is a big game, lots of stakes.
Yeah. Gavahan hooked Sharafi there earlier, and Sharafi's not very happy about that, just off the first draw, so.
Now the Hawks on the penalty kill. We saw it multiple times last week against the Hun School. But now with bigger stages, we will see who comes out on top in the next 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah, special teams is going to be huge for this game, Ryan. In contests so tight as this, how effective you can be on the penalty kill and the power play respectively is going to really matter a lot for the outcome of this game.
Holy Ghost Prep have done a good job securing the puck so far. The Prep not really pressuring on the outside. Just leaving the middle, clogged up. Shears a shot, and it goes in! Will Harmer scores for Holy Ghost Prep, and they tie things up.
Yeah, puck slides to Harmon there in the slot, and he's just got no pressure on him there. He's almost on his own in the middle there, and it's just an easy snipe into the corner. If you're Declan Geary, you're not in the best position to make a save there. Just prime position. If you are, 1 second. Who was that, Ryan?
Harmer.
Oh, yeah. If you're Harmer there, I mean, that's a fantastic position you found yourself in right there in the slot. Like I mentioned, no comp, and cool finish for him, but not much you can do if you're Declan Geary there.
We're all tied up at Grundy Ice Arena. I don't think anybody expected different. This was going to be a very competitive game with multiple goals. And we've got that already here in the first period. Holy Ghost win the face-off, knocked down the ice. Tommy Ely tries to resecure for the prep as he is able to get it around the boards. Frat tries to center it, but nobody was there. Cole Sullivan, bit of a stick poke back to Frat. He is quick down the ice as he takes a shot on the boards himself. Noah Stool, another stick poke from him. Helms couldn't secure it. Cole Sullivan and Noah Stool pressuring him as Logue is able to come up with it in the chaos as he is going to try and take it down the ice. One-on-one with everyone, and he scores!
Yeah, I mean, that was a phenomenal move from Logue there. Crossing over, gets to his forehand, that's a great shot.
2 quick goals for Holy Ghost Prep in the last minute has quickly given them a lead.
Yeah, we mentioned, I mentioned earlier, momentum changing hands quickly, and I think we've just seen it again just now. Logue just really kind of took it himself there, just beating out, and you got to stop the puck first, and that didn't happen. And unfortunate if you're the Hawks there, but great individual effort there.
No doubt about it, AJ. Holy Ghost.
Are they playing
Prep.
Jello?
Yes.
In this arena? Oh, God.
The Hawks trying to tie things back up and get their momentum back on their side. Gargon off the board pass right back to the Firebirds.
I must swerve in the corner. Whoa.
Okay. Gargon had it tipped. I don't really know where the puck even went, but it was in the possession of the Hawks for a moment as Valerite tries to clear it.
Up into the...
But it goes into the rafters.
Yeah, that'll not be a gift for a lucky fan. It's going to be stuck up there. I love using that line every time I can, but can't say I can use it right now, unfortunately.
Unfortunate indeed. Face-off coming between Cole and Gargon.
Pretty good turnout for this game, Ryan.
Yeah, actually very well.
A lot of family members there. Obviously, a big game. I mean, I have APAC final game circled on my calendar.
No doubt about it. I had this circled in from November. Actually, October was when the season started off.
Yeah, and whenever you told me it was probably when I circled it.
Yeah,
it's usually how most of these things go.
Nonetheless, puck went into the rafters again, and we'll get another face-off. Rematch between Gargon and Christie. And Christie will get the edge in that go-around.
Yeah, Ryan, I think you're the Hawks at this point. Momentum absolutely on the side of the Firebirds. I think you need a catalyst play here. I'm always a big fan of the big hit, and I think that could do wonders personally for your momentum to switch hands.
Before they do that, they got to find a way to get the puck back into their possession. Smaron and John Wagner fighting for it on the boards. It is a fight as Wagner took a hit.
Hit in the face, yeah.
Flynn knocks it down the ice. Sharafi is there for the prep. Off the board pass to Frankie Ely as there was a line change too far out in front of him. Holy Ghost Prep take advantage and recover. Stick pokes in from St. Joe's Prep, not allowing Holy Ghost Prep to get back down in their zone. Frankie Ely doesn't have the angle on the shot, spins around, tries to find Sharafi on the outside, but he's being harassed by multiple Firebirds players. Gavahan gets it out. Gargon shot! Saved by Salida. Frankie Ely tried to get it to Gargon, and he does. Out to Ely, shot! Ooh. And it goes left.
Oh, Ely was in a prime spot there. That was a good attempt, but no dice.
Knocked down the ice. We'll see if anybody touched it from the prep. Geary calls for icing, and they will call it indeed. We will get a face-off down the other end, and AJ, you were right. That was a prime position for Frankie Ely. Just unfortunate he was not able to score. Beautiful pass from Cole Gargon, though. And now we will face off on the other end. Braden Fisher. And it will be Gavahan. Gavahan called his name out a lot today. 1 goal and 9 assists on the season. He has been a big contributing player in this game, as well as many others for the Firebirds this season. And now another opportunity for Holy Ghost Prep. Here comes Thomas. The Hawks trying to get back. Here's a shot. No good, and saved by Geary.
Wow, that was phenomenal from Declan Geary there. Once again, the second time just watching the puck, he makes the initial save, puck bounces up, and it's a good job of tracking from him. I mean, if you look at the result of that shot, not much else you can do there if you're Holy Ghost. In terms of the prep, you're lucky to get away with that one. You got such a good guy between the pipes there to, I hate to use the word bail you out, but in a sense, that was a one-on-none. So I don't know if there's any other word you can use.
Big opportunity for Holy Ghost Prep. Declan Geary denies it.
Yeah.
Gavahan this time takes a shot, and it's saved again as the Hawks not letting anyone get to Declan Geary. There is more confrontation.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in a fight with Fisher and Curson on the ice from what I've seen. But, you can do you, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of extracurricular, geez, sorry about that, guys.
All good.
On these face-offs as we see in APAC games so often, but
they can't even get in position.
Yeah,
for
really.
Face-offs. Gee, man, Fisher
facing off the other side. Interesting. Oh, tie up here.
Yeah, big tie-up indeed. Curson able to come away with the puck. Gets it over to Washlick. Tries to secure it, but loses it. Been a problem today for him. Geary lightly taps it, and it ricochets over to Curson, who takes a hit. I'm sorry, John Wagner that was. Ozier resecures it center ice for the Firebirds. Geary once again leaves it for John Wagner. Ozier once again delivering a hit to Wagner. Jake Ely doesn't have anybody to pass it to Washlick. Back down the ice, no icing called. Fisher trying to fly in and maybe take it away from Holy Ghost Prep. Jake Ely trying to put his 2 cents in there as well. See Cole Sullivan and Sharafi on the outskirts. Fisher, the one to come away with it. Tries to center it. No one was there to center it to. Sharafi, backhanded pass over to Jake Ely, who tries to center it to Fisher, but it was tipped by multiple Holy Ghost Prep players before it could get there. Ely gets knocked out of the way, and Sharafi delivers a big hit. More hits delivered from Cole Sullivan as well, but Holy Ghost Prep are the ones that come away with it. Curson ricochets it down the ice. Icing going to be called.
I think I'd like to see just an Adam Sharafi hit compilation tape,
yeah,
Ryan.
There's probably a lot of that.
Just give me 10 minutes to Adam Sharafi hit. That would be, that's must-watch hockey right there. And as a fan calling for a missed high stick up there, not a lot going in either direction, to be honest with you, Ryan, in terms of calls. So might have been missed, but I think there's been stuff missed on both sides.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I think if you don't miss anything, you miss stuff on both sides. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just when it's going one side. But refs aren't going to be perfect. They're human beings. It's hard to see with such a fast-moving sport. So many different plies doing something at all times.
Speaking of the refs being human beings, he gets in the way there.
Yeah, it gets to a point eventually, but yeah.
Nonetheless, here we go. Aiden Quinn gets it out to James Fratt. Backhanded over to Adam Sharafi. Swings it to Cole Sullivan. To Noah Stool, gets tipped off of his stick and back in the possession of Holy Ghost Prep. Fratt, stick poke, try to get it to Sullivan, wasn't there. Flynn tries to clear down the ice. It was sandwiched in between the sides. Here we go, Wash! Fratt gets tripped, and that is going to be called. Or actually, going to be offsides called, AJ.
Interesting.
The officials say that James Fratt did not have possession of the puck before the tripping.
I thought he had possession of the puck and then got tripped, but like I said, I'm not out there in the stripes.
They call him offsides.
Interesting.
Not
sure how I feel about that.
For sure tripping, but unfortunately for James Fratt, he was offsides beforehand.
Yeah.
Ben Curson over to Tommy Ely. Off the board pass to Cole Sullivan, who barely gets it down the ice, and icing's not going to be able to be called. It's not going to get there before St. Joe's Prep, specifically Noah Stool. Here's Flynn with Fratt in front of him. Gargon knocks it away. Noah Stool, big hit! And Gargon knocks it back over to Ben Curson. Curson just trying to get it down the ice, and he does to James Fratt. Salida just covers it up, and we'll get a face-off.
Yeah, big hit there from Noah Stool. I think if you're the Prep, if any of you at home listen to me a lot, I'm a rugby player myself. I'm a huge fan of physical play, so I think you need that. I mean, that's absolutely a part of hockey, and you're down 2-1, you're away. You got to set the tone, and you got to change, complexion of the game somehow. I mean, people are probably tired of me talking about it, but,
Face-off won by Holy Ghost Prep, as it looked like the Prep almost had it there. Michael Castelli puts a stop on it, and it somehow goes over to Cole Gargon. Gargon trying to make some moves, but unfortunately for him, could not get it around Holy Ghost defense. Curson back to Gargon again. As with 43 seconds, the Hawks trying to get back down the ice. Frankie Ely gets it to Gargon, but there were too many Holy Ghost players there. Gargon just leaves it alone in the corner of the ice as this one is cleared, and this will be icing called.
Yep. Like you mentioned, Ryan, 28 seconds left in a... Ooh, another good song.
Yeah,
that 28...
pretty solid today.
28 seconds left in this first period. It was a good... I would say it was quite the even contest, all things considered. Shot chart a little bit different, but, that's not always the most true thing on planet Earth, but relatively even contest so far. I would expect more of the same.
Holy Ghost Prep again win on the faceoff. The Hawks have only won 2 faceoffs today, and they'll have 18 seconds to try and tie this game up before the first period ends, but Holy Ghost defense has been a wall today. We'll see if they can do so. Ben Curson doesn't have the advantage. Ely trips.
Yeah.
It might cost the Prep here 5 seconds. The Prep, they got to find a way to get a shot off. Gargon has it sandwiched in between Harmer, and that will do it for the first period. Holy Ghost Prep, 2-1 lead over the Hawks as we go into the second period. We'll be back in just a few moments in that action. I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by AJ Farrington. Do not go anywhere. Back at it here on WSJP. Second period action between St. Joe's Prep and Holy Ghost Prep. Holy Ghost Prep took a quick 2-1 lead over the Hawks in the first period, as the Hawks were the ones that actually score first. And now they look to get back into the swing of things with 34 minutes remaining in this game.
Yeah, Ryan, key word on quick. The Hawks having the lead for the first portion of this game, and then it was a really fast 2 goals inside about a minute or so for the Firebirds. Right, your air saying distracted me a little bit. But,
you know what? Sometimes you just got a little bit of tunes out.
That's fair. Got to keep ourselves warm somehow. It's pretty cold in here, as it is in most of these places.
Cold.
It's not class of 23 cold.
That is, yeah.
I mean, it is freezing in there. It is warmer outside usually.
Yeah, and ice line is not ideal sometimes.
No, not
I think once we get to March and Flyers Cup, we'll feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that's the hope, But yeah, quick 2 goals, 4 Ghost, 1 on the power play, and then just 1 at full strength. And besides that little 2 minutes or so of domination, it's been a very even contest so far, and excited to get back into it and see what Braden Fisher of Team Philly has.
Well, I mentioned the Hawks only won 2 faceoffs, and now they've won their 3rd. Jake Ely not able to clear it down the ice. Sharafi with a stick poke in there as Fisher tries to resecure and also tried to clear it, but it was knocked away by Holy Ghost Prep players. Sharafi takes a long shot from the neutral zone.
Yep.
Saved by Salida. Helms the one to come up with it for the Firebirds. Jake Ely can't get a stick poke in there. That one knocked over to Gavahan, tipped by Washlick. Sharafi resecures for the Hawks as he clears down the ice. Braden Fisher, Jake Ely, the closest ones to it for the Hawks. Aiden Quinn backhands it over to Fisher, and that was close. Fisher could not secure, and it was saved and secured by Salida. We'll get a face-off. Lots of action in just about 40 seconds in the second period. Still lots of conversation between the refs and the players as they want to keep this game under control.
Yeah, Marshall taking a run at Fisher over there.
I think we saw a lot.
Fisher about 7 feet tall on skates, dude.
That is crazy. Fisher wins the faceoff, but he knocks it out to nobody. Aiden Quinn gets it from Sharafi, and that is going to be cleared and not touched by anyone from Holy Ghost Prep. We'll get a faceoff down the other end. And I speak about keeping the game under control, AJ. Well, the Hun School last week had 15 penalties called against them, which led to the Prep getting 4 goals total. I mean, that is a lot of penalties in 3 periods of hockey.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. Obviously, it's hard to win when you're on the penalty kill the whole time. I mean, we've seen the Prep deal with their fair share of penalty problems. Sorry, a little distracted. They're playing "Bark at the Moon" here at the ice arena.
They actually have had
big fan of that.
They've had some good music today. I can't lie. This might be the best one. Gargon just trying to get.
Yeah,
between.
I would agree with that for the most part.
Yeah, Gargon just trying to get between anyone and everyone.
I don't know how I felt about the Bruno Mars earlier, but you seem to like it.
I really enjoyed it.
I could tell.
Castelli over to Gargon, who can't find anyone to center it to. Spins around, off the board pass. Over to Sharafi, who can't secure it, and the Hawks will just have to reset. That one knocked into the corner of the Hawks bench, and we will face off.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Ryan, but face-offs really have gone almost solely to the Firebirds so far. I mean, they've been phenomenal on, face-offs really in all 3 zones. And I mean, that's huge, right, for either getting yourself out of a pinch if it's a defensive zone draw or, maybe creating quick scoring opportunities or cross-throughs into the offensive zone.
Ely could not deal with the multitude of Firebirds trying to get the puck away from him, but the Hawks are able to re-secure back in their zone. Ben Curson behind the back pass over to Tommy Ely, back to Gargon. Off the board pass to no one as it's just cleared by Flynn down the ice, but Tommy Ely is able to get it before it goes around the boards, try to get it to his brother Frankie. Castelli able to get a skate on it. Flynn holding him on a bit of the arm there. Castelli behind the back pass over to Frankie Ely. I think he tried to center the official. Kind of taking it with him. Seen that a couple times today. Here's
let's look into that.
Gonzalez knocks it down the ice. Geary leaves it for Tommy Ely as he will clear down the ice. Leary knocks it with his skate. Valerite around the boards. Geary tried to leave it for Curson, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Shot there from Harmer. He's had the goal already. Couldn't score there. Watkins has his shot knocked away from Frankie Ely. Logue recovers. Curson and Gargon there on the stick pokes as the Hawks come away with it. Gargon loses it. Harmer gets it back. Takes a hit from Ben Curson as well. Ely around the boards. As nobody has it now, but Leary is the closest one to it for Holy Ghost Prep. Castelli down the ice. Tries to knock it away, and he does. Can't get it to Gargon. And Holy Ghost Prep recovers. The Hawks have defenders back, so it's not going to be much of a transition opportunity for Holy Ghost Prep, or will it? Watkins, shot. And that one graces off of Geary's glove.
Yeah.
As Ozier gets it behind the net, who takes a shot from Curson.
Yeah, good tie up there from Curson. And puck comes around, yep.
Gargon able to pass it to himself. 4-on-3 down the ice. Gargon trying to do it himself. Gets around, takes a shot, and it hits behind the net. Unfortunate. Washlick, and it looked like Jake Ely. They couldn't figure out who wanted to secure the puck.
Yeah.
Ely trying to get by Logan Watkins. That's going to be a challenge, though, and it doesn't look like he will succeed as Logue's the one to take it away, but Wagner gets it back, who tries to center it, but it was lightly tapped off of his stick, and now a 3-on-1 opportunity, but Fisher getting back down the ice quickly for the Prep. Leary takes a shot, and it's saved by Geary. Great job from Braden Fisher to get down the ice and prevent a possible goal.
Yeah, and I was watching Adam Sharafi on the backside there. So calm. You know, just sitting up because you can't overplay that, right? Because you know you got 3 coming at you at once. You try and set the puck too hard, you know, you're gonna leave the pass to the far side open. You try and play the pass too much, you can't let the guy come down Broadway either. So you just got to sit in that middle sort of area. And he did a fantastic job of just waiting for his help, and then Fisher, like you mentioned, getting back really quickly.
Wagner comes out for Aiden Quinn. As another tie-up on the face-off again. That has been a theme today. Washler couldn't secure it on his stick as it's cleared around the boards. Sharafi tries to lightly tap it to Hawks players, and that is going to be high stick and cold.
I didn't see it, Ryan. Who's the high stick on?
That's a great question. I just saw the officials put the high stick up.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
No one's going to the bin.
You know what? I'm just going to stop talking.
Hey, man, it's all good.
Actually, I can't do that.
That's kind of your job, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, it's a face-off down the other end.
Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with that, but
well,
yeah, I saw the high stick motion too, but I can't really figure out what's going on with that. But I guess was offsides. I don't know.
Holy Ghost Prep won the face-off.
Again.
Knocked down the ice right back to where we started. Aiden Quinn around the net. Try to put it in between the stick. And Cole Sullivan takes a big hit, and that is going to be a delayed penalty.
Yeah, it's boarding right there.
Yep. And
absolutely.
2 minutes in the box go the Firebirds.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty blatant board there. I mean, you know, it happens.
That's going to be called on Thomas.
Yeah, I guess they'd call that roughing.
Yep, roughing indeed,
yep.
AJ. So 2 minutes in the box goes Thomas. The Hawks on the power play for the first time today. And
yeah,
now
you got to take advantage of these power play opportunities. You know, he got 2 minutes. It's a 2-1 game. Power play for the Hawks it was amazing in DC. You know, it's got to be. It's been a little bit inconsistent. Not gonna lie, it's been fine. But I think what you would love to see here is just them take advantage of that, and we're gonna get a redo face-off.
Yeah, face-off win is a must here for St. Joe's Prep. They have not been too successful on them today, as we have mentioned a couple of times. Tommy Ely to face off once again for St. Joe's Prep.
The defenseman on the power play, you know, sitting up at center.
Castelli and Ely harassing Guzdankovic as he clears it.
Oh, that's a great glare for Holy Ghost there, because now you know you got to reset completely, and you're killing about 20 seconds or so off the clock, maybe a little bit more. So, and that's huge right there for the Firebirds. Yeah,
as they try to push up and pass tipped, Gonzalez just leaves it, and nobody's there for the Prep to secure it. Miscommunication. Gonzalez with a shot saved by Geary as they are still pushing up here.
Yeah, now the puck just kind of sat in the neutral zone, and no one really claimed it.
Curson can't secure. The Hawks have pretty much wasted about 40 seconds on the power play.
Yeah, this is a little rough. But here comes Ely, though.
Frankie Ely, you know how quick he can be down the ice. As he tries to resecure, takes a shot. Oh, I think he just passed it around the boards. And now it gets to Curson. Takes a shot. Caught by Salita.
There you go. Not bad. I mean, we saw Curson, you know, picked up a little first-hand assist there earlier on the fire towards the net. You know, you're waiting for, like, a tip there, and some for whom the bell toll's ringing out. For any of those, you know, metalheads, I guess you'd call them, like myself. Metallica getting spent a little time with the Sphere in Las Vegas. I was out there for you too,
really?
A couple years ago. It's phenomenal out there. I would highly recommend if you're a fan of theirs or just genre of music in general to take a look at that. Spear's a really neat spot. Back to the hockey though.
Knocked down the ice once again as the Prep cannot win the faceoff. And now 50 seconds remaining left on this power play. Sharafi just waiting for the Prep to get set and ready to roll. Sharafi cannot get by Gavahan, and Washler can't secure the puck as Cole Sullivan tries to knock it away from Logue, forces him behind the net. But the Prep just cannot get it down the ice.
Yeah, 30 seconds left on the power play, and this has not been a good one.
One last push for the Prep. Jake Ely able to finally secure it for the Prep. Here's Cole Sullivan. Try to get it to Washlick. Pass too far out in front of him. 15 seconds. Fisher back out over to Sharafi. Washlick again, and the Hawks cannot secure the puck at all. 5 seconds. Knocked down the ice. Sharafi tried to sandwich it into the boards, but that will end the power play, and the Hawks with only one shot on goal.
Yeah, now he just got to cross back over it. Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic Hawks team, but, I think it means even more to say, but just that was not the power play you're looking for in a close game like this in the APAC Championship, Ryan. One shot and as much time spent in your defensive zone as offensive zone. I mean, it's not the goal there, but we'll see if they can improve, potential power plays in the future or on even strength here.
Both teams trying to get substitutions as Sullivan goes down. Sparrow shot, and it was knocked away, centered to the Hawks defenders. Burnett, who's come back in for the first time, makes a catch, and he takes a hit on the boards. 3-on-2 fight for it. And we will get a whistle. And we're going to get a call on Holy Ghost Prep. Going to be... I actually don't know what the call was.
Yeah, I don't really know either. We got someone going to the bin. I'm not sure.
What the official.
Yes, we do. It's the guy in the A right there. That's.
I think it was a cross. I believe it was a cross check, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw.
Yep. Cross check. Cross check called on Valerite.
Yeah.
And
now
the Hawks back on the power play.
Yeah, let's hope this power play goes a lot better than the last one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Hawks only one shot on goal last power play, and now they look to get back into the swing of things as they put the Firebirds on the penalty kill once again.
It was a great penalty kill from the Firebirds last time. I mean, you just want to replicate really everything you did on that last series.
Well, the Hawks started out better than they had as they won the face-off, but it's knocked down into the neutral zone as the Prep now will just go back and try to recover.
Yeah.
Unfortunate again for St. Joe's Prep. Gargon gets it from Ely, as we know the speed from him. And he will get it in between his stick a couple times, and he gets it down the ice in about 2 seconds. Curson gets it over to Ely, that being Tommy. Back to Gargon again. Gargon tries to take it inside, takes a shot. Oh, and he tried to get it to Frankie Ely.
Yeah, I saw Ely there. It was an open back pipe, but just a stick break up there kind of got in the way of that.
It was tipped, and Holy Ghost Prep taking a more of a conservative approach, not really pushing up against the Prep.
Yeah, on the power play. On the penalty kill part, that's kind of what you got to do.
Well, last go around, it seems like they pushed up a lot. Here's Frankie Ely, cross ice pass to Gargon, back to Frankie Ely again. Tried to get it inside to Castelli. The pass had a little bit too much zip on it. Gargon to Curson. Under a minute remaining in the power play. Frankie Ely tried to take a shot. Nobody there on the rebound for the Hawks. And Holy Ghost Prep will once again clear it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Ryan, it's been a little more successful of a power play than the last one. So, improvements always, steps in the right direction, right?
Here we go. Castelli doesn't have a shot yet. Tries to take it around the net, and he does so. But beautiful defense from Marshall and company. Castelli is the one to resecure it. The Hawks getting some substitutions in a bit late.
Yeah.
So they're not able to get it to the outskirts.
Not sure if it's showing on the screen, but you got about 20 seconds left on your kill here. If you're the Hawks, it's going to be probably your final attempt.
Mark Jameson, producers, got that covered.
Figured. You never know.
Castelli tries to center it to Sullivan. Couldn't get a shot off. And the goal got moved, and we have been accustomed to seeing that over the course of the season.
Yeah, it's better here than it is at it looks like its own pegs here, better than at 23, where it moves. Usually if someone, I like to think if a player sneezes, it usually moves. Sometimes like a cough from the stands will blow it over a little bit. I don't know what's going on there, but this goal definitely a little more secured than the one over there in University City.
Well, they reinforced the goals for the biggest game in the calendar year for both teams, and that will end the power play. Holy Ghost Prep once again 2-2 on the penalty kill, and the Hawks not able to take advantage.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal kill there from Holy Ghost. Obviously you don't want to be in that situation, but it is, I don't even know if, it is so valuable to be able to still compete down a man. Just changes the game completely.
Fisher tried to center it, but it wasn't really centered to anybody there. Aiden Quinn tries to center it through the chaos. Nobody can knock it in. Fisher again tries to center it, and it goes behind the net. Washlick, the one to come away with it, has Quinn again. Behind the back pass to Washlick. And he's able to replicate that over to Jake Ely. Fisher trying to get the puck back off the boards. Ely comes away with it. Just tried to leave it for somebody, but nobody was there and knocked down the ice. Geary comes flying out of the net as he will knock it to center ice.
Smart play there from Geary. You just got to try and keep your guys rolling. You can't get stuck back sitting in your own zone again, especially with how lackluster they've been in terms of face-offs today.
Nice move from Valerite, spinning around the Hawks defense. Pass a bit too far out in front of the intended man. Smaron. Holy Ghost Prep, another opportunity. Gonzalez has to take it around the net. Doesn't have anybody to center it to, but Holy Ghost Prep are able to try and set something up here. There's a shot, and it was knocked away by St. Joseph's Prep defenders, clogging up the middle. Washlick tried to get it to Aiden Quinn. Gonzalez took it away, and Sharafi, big hit on the boards. Ooh. Centered, shot, saved by Geary, and Sharafi comes out with it. Jake Ely clears, and it will go into the stands.
Yeah, it looks like could have been a potential break opportunity there for your Hawks, but nothing to it.
Shots on goal differential 14-9 in the favor of Holy Ghost Prep.
Yeah, sounds about right.
As we will face off at center ice.
The Firebird over there keeps catching my eye, Ryan. Ghost, I guess that'd be your student section. Yeah, brought their mascot with them. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like we don't get the Hawk to enough things. You know,
I think we need to get the Hawk. The Hawk needs to come out of I don't know. Is it
a
hibernation?
I don't know much about birds.
Yeah, me neither.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I took biology like 3 years ago, but whatever it's doing, it's not here, and it should be here. So I'll leave it at that.
We'll go with hibernation.
Yeah, that sounds like close enough.
I think that's like bears. And
yeah,
stuff.
that's like the bigger mammals, but it's all.
You know what?
Same difference.
We're going with hibernation for today's
We
broadcast.
don't do animal facts here on WSJP, sadly. One of the few things we don't do.
Maybe the environmental club can help us out.
Yeah, maybe a collab.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a big hit from Tommy Ely, and there is not going to be a penalty called on St. Joe's Prep.
Wanting a potential trip, I don't think that's a ridiculous ask, to be honest, but happens, I guess.
Tommy Ely gets the pass from around the boards, but Helms is there to resecure as he gets it to Devine. One-on-one with Curson, but he couldn't secure it. Curson takes advantage and backhand slaps it over to a pile of players from both teams. Holy Ghost Prep, the one to come away with it. Logue, shot off of Geary's chest pad, and it goes into the possession of Noah Stool, who tries to backhand it to Cole Sullivan, and he does so. James Fratt in front of everyone. Sullivan tries to clear, knocked away by Logue before it could get to the back of the net. As
not much puck possession from the Hawks right now, Ryan.
Gargon tries to dance around Helms, but he just puts his stick up, and he relies on his more like hand fighting. Yeah,
that's great defense there. On the one-on-one, you can't bite for it. You gotta watch the hips and nope.
And once again, more stuff going on. I don't know
yeah, stuff's a good way to put it, Ryan. It's a lot of, I don't want to say the word messy necessarily, but
shot from Gargon, saved by
fluid hockey.
Shot from Gargon, saved by Salida, down the ice. Icing going to be called. 4:18 remaining left in this period, and we will get a face-off.
AC/DC going on here as well.
Great music today.
Yeah, I'm liking it. What do you think about my music in the car today? What are your thoughts?
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, I went with, for those curious at home, I went with, what'd I go with? Alice in Chains, Screaming Trees, Stone Temple Pilots, and Pearl Jam, went like a grunge sort of look today,
Right, no doubt about it. It was good. It was a good day.
It's giving some variety to the radio play, Well, really, it's all I listen to is basically rock music of different genres, but, same difference.
Yeah. Castelli is the one to really win the power play for St. Joseph's Prep. Not the power play, the face-off for St. Joe's Prep, as Sharafi quickly gets it back to Frankie Ely, who's just going to do what he wants to do, and that's take it back as the Hawks try to resecure, but lots of problems being made by Gonzalez and maybe by Smaron as he comes flying in. Behind the back pass over to Cole Gargon with one hand trying to just keep it away from Holy Ghost Prep, but they are pressuring the Hawks here on the boards.
Yeah.
Knocked down the ice once again as it goes to Romer. Over to Flynn. Try to get it to Gonzalez. It's going to be icing called.
There you go. And, it's tough to make the most out of these ozone draws if you're the Hawks if you're not winning them. I know that's a lot easier said than done. And I know that's a pretty surface level statement, but I mean, I think Ryan, that's got to be part of the reason why the offensive opportunities really haven't been there. But a guy who's quite good at these big force up there, Braden Fisher. If you picked a guy to win a face-off, I think it might be him.
The Hawks as we have said, have not been great on the faceoffs here today, but we'll see if that can change, and for that one it will. Hawks win the faceoff. Ely around the boards behind the net. Washlick tries to get it back to Fisher, but there is more fighting on the boards between both teams, and Holy Ghost Prep, like they have done so many times, come away with it. Tom Ely just kicked it to his brother Jake. Shot! Nothing there on the rebound for the Hawks. Fisher gets it to Washlick. Shot! Saved!
There we go. That's a solid opportunity for the Hawks. Washlick getting the puck straight in the slot. I mean, once again, you can't get that much better positioning than that. Solid save as well.
No doubt about it, AJ. 3:11 now remaining left in this period. Hawks, one of their biggest opportunities here today. Not able to score there, but maybe a sign of things to come. Washlick faces off. One by him.
This Holy Ghost team is just such an incredibly fast skating team. I feel like they're just like it almost feels like sometimes all their guys are everywhere at once. It's a little bit hard to describe what I'm seeing at least from here, but it's really quick moving.
Aiden Quinn has his potential centering opportunity knocked away as this one gets knocked down the ice. Helms resecures for the Firebirds. Knocked in the air by was Michael Washlick, but Holy Ghost Prep were able to get it down the ice. Here's Aiden Quinn. Got it right in front of Geary. That was a bit dangerous, but he is able to secure it. He is moving quick down the ice. Aiden Quinn trying to do it himself. Has the puck knocked away. Tried to center, and Fisher couldn't get a shot off.
Yeah.
Washlick around the boards as Jake Ely is the closest Hawk.
Great offensive effort there from the defenseman. Aiden Quinn crossing through all 3 zones and a solid drop to the center there. Just didn't meet a stick, unfortunately.
2 minutes remaining in this second period. Holy Ghost Prep once again come away with the fight on the boards. We've seen that many times here today. Oh, Sharafi couldn't secure it. Ozier doesn't really have an angle on it as he waits for Holy Ghost Prep players to come in, but they come in a bit too late. They'll get a line change in as the Hawks knock it down the ice. Jake Ely tried to leave it for Fisher, but miscommunication did not lead to that. And the Hawks, they did not want to go offside, so Cole Sullivan has to clear it down the ice as they get a line change in. Sullivan tips it at center ice. Geary tried to call for icing. The officials don't agree. Sharafi stick pokes it back to the outskirts of the neutral zone. Kerson knocks it down the ice, and it's knocked over to Geary on the clear. Kerson behind the net. Thomas gonna wait for him. Just over a minute now remaining in the second period. Frat has it taken away.
Yeah, stick healing in your own zone is always a pretty risky business there, Ryan, and doesn't work out too well for the Hawks there.
Knocked down the ice, and will the icing be called? They will call it, as they say Holy Ghost Prep did not touch the puck. Yeah. 52 seconds now remaining in this second period. So 17 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in total hockey. Both teams will have an opportunity to go into their locker rooms and talk it over before the third period. So we'll have a longer intermission break here on WSJP.
Yeah.
But make sure to not go anywhere, as we will have third period action live for you.
Me and Ryan are going to go out there and do our duo interpretation skating routine.
I think we will. No doubt about it. I think Mark Jameson.
I heard he's joining us as well.
I mean, this is a JV Gray and JV Crimson hockey player as our producer here today. So I think he would maybe could teach us a couple of things.
Yeah.
But getting back to the ice now, and Jake Ely tried to center it to Fisher, but I don't think he realized it was coming. Low cross ice pass to Gonzalez. The Hawks have numbers, but Holy Ghost Prep trying to duplicate that. Gonzalez gets it through the Hawks defense, and they get it out. Centered shot from Romer off the post.
I mean, that's the spot to be in right there. Off the back post, you don't got that much. That's unfortunate. And we got a net.
Well, there we go.
I saw that earlier, and I didn't want to speak it into existence, but I think they're going to call it on the net getting moved a little bit, I'd assume. Yeah, just a touch. It's just like, look, I'm not an official. I don't set up hockey games or anything like that, but I just feel like these nets move really easy, don't they, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
they see some super glue down there.
Yeah, or just, you pay someone to sit on the back of the net. I don't know.
Oh, it's not going to be one of us. I'm not trying to get hit by a possible Braden Fisher shot, but face-off won by Holy Ghost Prep. Man is down for Holy Ghost Prep. As
never
that
what you want to
prevented
see.
the shot and cleared down the ice. That will end the period here.
Yeah.
Unfortunate there for the Firebirds, and I believe that was Valerite that took a shot there in the end. And
Yeah,
that will take us.
It looks like the neck or the head, I'd assume. He seems okay, though. He's skating off on his own power, so.
Yeah, we hope he's okay here. And, yeah, that was Valerite. We hope he's okay. Both teams going back to their locker rooms. 17 total minutes of action left in the APAC Championship. Holy Ghost Prep leads 2-1 over St. Joe's Prep. We'll be back in just a few moments. I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by AJ Farrington. Don't go anywhere. Back at it here on WSJP. Third period action in the APAC Championship between St. Joe's Prep and Holy Ghost Prep. 17 more minutes until one of these teams will be crowned the APAC champion. And here we go. Michael Washlick and the Prep win the faceoff. It was really Braden Fisher that won the faceoff, but Washlick was the one to take it away. Nonetheless, Fisher tries to center it, but he got a bit held before he could get there. And now it's Holy Ghost Prep, the ones that get it down the ice. Here comes Harmer. Aiden Quinn has to spin around. They find him.
Harmer, the owner of the first goal for the Firebirds, if memory serves correctly.
The Hawks quick down the ice as Salida has to make the catch, and we'll get a face-off.
Not bad there. Just test them, giving Salida a little bit something to work with, because you never know. Could get it like we saw on the goal for Michael Costello. You get deflection so often in this sport, and sometimes it looks like it could just be a routine volley, and it ends up in the back. So no shame in shooting the puck.
Face-off won by Holy Ghost Prep once again. As they're able to now take it down the ice, it's 2-on-2. Loeb with Harmer, and a nice stick check from Aiden Quinn forces the play to be demolished.
A beautiful poke check there from Quinn in the zone.
Shot from Fisher off the pad of Salida. Fisher tries to center it to Jake Ely, but it was tipped by Zudankovic before it could get there. Washlick loses his... Actually, Washlick did not lose his stick. It was Harmer that lost his stick. Zudankovic gets it back and gets it over to Harmer. Gets it to the middle of the ice to Loeb, but Fisher is able to take it away as it was off of Loeb's skate. Castelli back in for St. Joe's Prep.
Goal scorer for the Prep as well.
Indeed.
Castelli, yep.
Gonzalez down the ice. Gargon gets a stick poke in there. Forces the play to once again be destroyed. Gargon backhands it over to Castelli. With Frankie Ely. Castelli with a shot saved by Salida. The Hawks already with 2 shots on goal in this period, and they have tied up the shots on goal marker with 16.
Yeah, Hawks look a little stronger in the beginning of this third period. Good thing to see. Maybe sorry, Mike drifted away from my face again. Maybe a product of a pretty strong second period talk. But like I mentioned earlier, Castelli with the goal. Oh, and another shot there. Looking pretty dangerous. He's been really turning it up in these last couple weeks, Brian. He's been very, very good. The Double A team, the Blazer zone. Michael Castelli. It's been a very strong season from him.
Had a near hat trick on senior night against Father Judge just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Holy Ghost Prep could not clear it down the ice. Gargon going to hold it for now. Doesn't have anybody to center it to. Nice takeaway from Gonzalez as the Hawks are on a bit of a back skate as he clears it down the ice. Tommy Ely, closest Hawk to it. Smaron with him. The Hawks, the ones that come away with it momentarily. Gargon able to get by the defense. Now he's got to get back behind the last 2. Takes an angle on it. Gargon shot saved by Salida, and now he finally secures it.
Yeah, great move from Gargon there. Just putting in between the 2 and a solid shot, but keep putting them on net. You never know what happens, but the Hawks now leading in the shot department. I mean, that was not something that I think you saw coming at the end of the second period.
Gargon will face off with Valerite. Music continuing to be good here at Grundy Ice Arena. Give him credit. Face-off won by Holy Ghost Prep. Leary and Castelli. As Castelli's the one to come away with it. Didn't think he had the advantage there, but he was able to get it. Gargon has to get it near the neutral zone. Kerson shot. It was blocked before it could get there. This could be icing if it gets there. Not going to be called. Tommy Ely resecures for the Hawks. Gonzalez tried to knock it away. Gargon had hit in the face, and there's going to be delayed penalty. High sticking.
High stick.
The Hawks going to get the 6-on-5 as Holy Ghost Prep will be able to touch it. And high sticking called as that will send Valerite to the box. The Hawks now on their 3rd power play today. They are 0 for 2 in the first 2 that they had. Now we'll see if that can change and get them the lead.
Yeah,
or
Ryan,
not the lead, the tie.
Yeah, Ryan, I think you're just hoping that the trajectory, in terms of power play, just keeps going in that same direction. I mean, it was a really rough one to start. Definitely some improvement on the second one. Now on your third one, hopefully you're seeing, even more so improvement in that area of the game. And time will tell.
Musselman on the face-off for the Prep, not able to win it, but the Hawks harassing Zudankovic as this one is knocked around the boards. The Hawks able to secure it. Sullivan gets it to Sharafi, to Ely. Lots of pressure from Holy Ghost Prep. Fisher back to Ely again, a bit weak on the pass. Ely off the boards to Fisher again. Being pressured, he has to swing around Watkins. Passes it to himself on the boards. Fisher out to Sullivan, barely recovers. And now great defense from Holy Ghost Prep as they really pressured the Hawks. Ely doesn't have anybody to center it to. Try to get it to Cole Sullivan, but it goes to Fisher behind the net. Watch, like, in the middle. Sullivan tried to get it to Curson. Or Sharafi, I apologize, but Logue knocked it away. Sullivan has to clear it. Icing going to be called. Unfortunate there for St. Joe's Prep. Couldn't get a shot off.
Yeah, the Prep setup was looking pretty solid there for a minute, but a great, poke right there and really derails the Prep power play. Now you got a draw in your own zone with a minute left. Not the most optimal thing on planet Earth, but, it happens. And something going on here. I don't know, Ryan.
Something with the
excess ice.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't think the officials really know what to do with it.
I think you should pick it up and throw it over at the student section.
Well, I don't know if they're going to.
That's what I think.
I don't know if they're going to be doing that. I think they're just going to.
Oh, it looks like part of the rink on the corner popped up. There's a hole down there, you see.
We go. There, you are correct about that. I don't know. We have not seen this. I don't really know what is going to happen. So we'll get we're going to get probably a pretty extended stoppage here.
I think you should give a goal to the Prep because it's in their zone.
You know what? Maybe that should be the case, AJ.
If I was down there on the stripes, I think that's what I would do, because I'm a non-biased sort of guy out there.
Gee,
but
look at that official. He's just carrying the ice with his bare hands.
What you got to do, Got to make a play out there,
I hope he's getting an extra couple bucks for that one.
Yeah.
Well, we've not seen this season, so I don't know. I've never seen this in a hockey game in itself. I don't know how they fix it.
That's a pretty deep hole. Look at it. Look, you got the official over there. He sticks his skate in there, and his blade's gone.
This is not ideal at all.
I mean, that can ruin someone's season if you go into that.
Yeah. I don't know how they fix this.
Yeah. I tell you what, Ryan, those holes do matter. Can't say I've experienced it in hockey, but I remember one day we were playing soccer, pretty big game, and there was especially youth soccer, you're still mainly more playing on grass fields than turf, and I broke my foot.
Oh, no.
There's a little hole there. Oh, might have been a pretty hard challenge, planted my foot in the hole, and just broke my foot completely. I couldn't.
Well, now they will get new ice, which I have never seen before. They just have ice back there, I guess.
Yeah, he's got a watering can with him too.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this.
Let's get a zoom in on this guy right here.
Get him, Sam.
Sam Salomon, our cameraman, gonna zoom in.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Does he know how to zoom?
He does. He does.
Let's
get a zoom in on our
our
big helper.
I've never seen this before.
Mark Jameson, who's an actual hockey player among us, he has never seen this before.
I mean, if he hasn't seen it, then
This is a rare card.
Yeah.
Especially in championship game.
Find out. I think it's a conspiracy.
Oh, that's. Well, the tinfoil hat, or whatever they call it.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I don't know actually. Or
I actually
the
don't.
pyramid
I don't
hat.
know any conspiracies, Ryan, but I think this is the first one. It's set up somehow.
Maybe there will be a future conspiracy club at St. Joseph's Prep, but unfortunately for all of our conspiracy theorists, that will not be the case. On WSJP here today, 1:05 left remaining in the power play. 13:23 remaining left in this game. Holy Ghost Prep with the lead, 2-1 over St. Joe's Prep as they took a early lead in the first period with about 6 minutes remaining as they were able to get 2 straight goals in a minute. And if you like what you're seeing here on WSJP, we'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. And with our upcoming broadcasts, we will have the Flyers Cup. That is what will be our main focus in the next couple of weeks. We will have Flyers Cup first round versus Salesianum. First game on March 6th, that being Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. at Stadium. If the Hawks are able to win that game, then they will advance to the semifinals against an opponent to be determined, either Devon Prep or Father Judge. And if the Hawks advance to that one, they will advance to the Flyers Cup Championship. That was, as I just mentioned, an opponent to be determined. But if the Hawks are eliminated, in the Flyers Cup before the championship. We will bring you lacrosse season opener at Upper Dublin on March 17th.
More people out on the ice here, Ryan.
And this is a big thing going on.
We know, well, we got some dead space. I'm not sure, how much it matters to those at home, but, I'm a big fan of it. And I've already mentioned, I always find a way to talk about my music, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees for 2026 have dropped. We got the Black Crowes, Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey, interesting. Phil Collins, Melissa Etheridge, I actually don't know who that is. Lauryn Hill, Billy Idol's on there. There you go. Iron Maiden, Joy Division, Oasis, Pink, Shakira, interesting.
You're a lot
the
more.
Wu-Tang Clan, interesting. Not always what I would describe with rock music, but I don't make the rules in here, but
and they are
yeah,
still doing. I mean, this is a something that has not been seen too many times, probably in hockey history.
yeah. Just the rink comes apart, That's why I'm telling you. It's a setup. Kidding.
This is happening live here on WSJP, but as we mentioned, a lot to look forward to on WSJP. If unfortunately the Hawks hockey team gets eliminated before March 17th, which is when the Flyers Cup Championship is, the spring season begins, AJ, as we'll have lacrosse at Upper Dublin. And then that Friday, March 20th, the Hawks will go out and we'll have that live. As of now, we will have it live on WSJP. The Hawks taking on one of the most historic lacrosse programs in history. Head down to Baltimore to take on the Gilman School. Baseball season opener against the Haverford School on the 21st. So we got a quick turnaround in those days, coming back from Maryland, and then 11 a.m. the next day. Yeah,
we missed them by a year. Would have been playing my cousin Ethan Farrington if we were a year prior. Shout out to him. He's at Penn State now, hanging out.
Lots to look forward to here on WSJP. Also, make sure to follow us on X and Instagram at SJP Broadcasting to stay up to date with everything St. Joe's Prep Sports. AJ will be on the mic next Tuesday for the game against Elysianum.
Yeah. It's a great, we mentioned these goalies, but I think, Ryan, one thing to look at is just the clubs these two guys play for. On the Hawks side, you got a PHC in that, and you got a junior Flyer, I believe, from the helmet. Yeah, you got a junior Flyer on the other side. Those are your two, arguably, your two top teams around. Just fantastic goaltending, really.
And now we're trying to get everything sorted here. Mr. G, our athletic director here at St. Joe's Prep, talking with the officials. Yeah. And I guess whoever runs Grundy Ice Arena is also talking with the officials as well. This has been a interesting predicament.
Yeah, really.
This is something that could really change the momentum of the game from both sides.
Yeah, you hear the Prep, you've been rolling for these first 3.5 minutes. Shout out the math department. I was talking to one of the math teachers the other day. I mentioned to him that, I try to shout him out every time I do my basic addition on the scoreboard. But, yeah, we got about 3.5 minutes into this game. And, the Prep are really rolling so far. But, you got to think, what happens to momentum? As an athlete, you get stiff just sitting there waiting. Hockey, you get your really quick changes in all the time. So, you're kind of constantly moving, so to speak. But now, everyone's just kind of standing there. I don't think they're as cold as we are up here.
I think they're waiting for the ice to harden, if I'm not mistaken.
Most likely, yeah. I'm not prepared for a situation like this. I usually don't prepare much anyways.
Yeah.
But
there is a guy who is currently making a call, maybe to the higher ups around here, to figure out what to do. This is now the fire.
There's a fire extinguisher.
The fire extinguisher has made its way onto the ice, folks.
Maybe they get a call to Frosty Snowman or something, maybe.
And the Hawks bench seemed to like it.
Woo!
Well, with all this going around, we will take a short break here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have changed rinks here on WSJP. We were able to move it in just the nick of time, and here we go. The Hawks clear it down the ice, and maybe it's a bit of a harder way to see it, but we are back. Sharafi shot. That one goes behind the net. Fisher recovers, tries to get it out to Cole Gargon. Stick poke takes it away.
You're right. I think it's even colder in this rink.
Oh, Jiminy. Sharafi.
Jiminy. That's a good line right there.
Sharafi tries to get it for a shot, and Gargon catches it, puts it down, gets it out to Jake Ely. Takes a shot. Saved and cleared.
Yeah, the Hawks looking a little more threatening here on this power play. We've seen, that transition in about 20 seconds left for them. One final push to try and capitalize here.
I actually kind of totally forgot there was a power play. A lot happened. I'm out of breath. Sharafi, another shot caught by Salida.
Yeah, good job from Sharafi there. Maybe you're hoping for a tip. Maybe sniping the top corner, but that's a good, solid save with the glove there.
So history made here on WSJP. We have never had to move the broadcast during the game, but we have done that here today. So for those maybe just tuning in, the ice was not on. It fell off of the rink, and they had to change rinks due to safety of the players. Cleared down the ice now, and that will end the power play. So we had to literally behind everybody else.
Yeah,
we had to
carry
the whole table with everything on it, all the equipment over, but nothing WSJP cannot handle. Honestly, AJ, I think we've been through worse.
Yeah, this is true, Ryan. About a skate's length level of hole on the far side of the ice, opposite from us, at about the blue line. I mean, that could ruin a season real quick there.
Right.
So unsafe for the players to play in, wasn't able to fill in time, so we moved over here to a different location.
Indeed, but now back to what is happening on the ice. Ben Curson thought about the backhand pass. Now he delivers it over to Tommy Ely. On the board pass over to Vinny Burnett, who leaves it over for Ben Curson. Curson on the board, try to get to James Fratt. Zudankovic just knocks it into the air. Tommy Ely off the boards. Thomas gets it at center ice for Holy Ghost Prep. He clears it over to Ben Curson. Gargon defended by Zudankovic. Castelli fighting for it. Holy Ghost Prep, the ones come away with it. Smaron 3-on-1, has it knocked away as they get a line change in. Gargon quickly down the ice, tried to pass it over to Ely off the boards, but the Hawks now in a bit of a backskate. 2-on-1, a bit too far out in front of Gonzalez. Icing called, and we'll get a face-off down the other end.
Yeah, Ryan, hockey can be mad at Vinches, and just a little bit out in front, and what was an icing could have potentially been a one-on-one opportunity there.
No doubt about it. Hawks got lucky. That go-around face-off coming between Cole Gargon and Valerite.
Man, I think I should have brought my prep hockey, what's it called? My scarf with me, That would have been a nice grab.
It is cold in here. Sharafi tried to get it to Frankie Ely, but it's knocked away. Couldn't secure it. Gargon trying to get it to Sharafi, and it gets knocked into the stands once again.
Yeah, Ryan, we're in the puck zone here. I mean, we could potentially, could be a possibility for a gift for a lucky fan, as I like to call it.
Now that one got knocked into where there really aren't many fans, but nonetheless.
Hey, I mean, I would like a puck.
Yeah, you know what?
Bring it home. I don't know what I'd do with it besides just have it. But
as long as it doesn't come flying towards me, I think I'll take it. But nonetheless, Gargon.
I'll catch it. Don't worry.
Gargon couldn't get it on the shot there. Aiden Quinn clears. As Holy Ghost Prep continue to try to get it back down into their zone. Gonzalez trying to pass it to himself, and it looks like he might be successful in that, and he is. Gets it all the way around the boards. The Hawks take it away. Here's Sharafi. It's 3-on-2. Gets it to the center of the ice. Gargon shot! Save nobody there on the rebound!
That's executed perfectly there on the all-man rush. Gargon's got it in prime real estate. He's alone. That's a great shot. Rebounds there, but just no follow-up.
Unfortunate there for St. Joe's Prep, and now once again Castelli. It's 2-on-1. We'll see how much he can do. He takes a shot, and it's saved by Salida. What a sequence there for St. Joe's Prep. Just couldn't result in the puck going in the back of the net.
Yeah, because I was sitting there with that 3v1, just volleying it at the keeper, or the goalie part in the wrong sport, always in a soccer mode a little bit. Hard to have it to break, but just forced to make a save. Now you're going to get an ozone draw here if you're the Hawks. Looking to make something happen. We'll see what number 3, the sophomore, Michael Washlick, can make happen.
Firebirds win the face-off. Around the boards over to Helms. Cross-ice pass, dangerous to Marshall. Washlick was there, couldn't get to it though. Foster gets it to the middle of the ice. Over to Logue, getting stick poke from behind, takes a shot, goes over the net. Farmer rebounds it for Holy Ghost Prep. Back behind the net, centered,
Ooh.
shot! The Hawks able to knock it away. And now the Hawks trying to give Holy Ghost Prep a taste of their own medicine. Jake Ely just has to clear it. Helms is the closest one to it. Nice moves around. Fisher gets it knocked away. So many chances for the Prep, just have not been able to take advantage in this third period. Now under 10 minutes remaining, the Hawks' APAC chances could be fading soon. They have to take advantage of an opportunity possibly given to them. Michael Washlick around the boards, and the Hawks will get a line change in. A great job for this line of Washlick, Fisher, and the 2 defensive players as well. Shot saved there by Geary. Here's James Fratt on the recovery for the Hawks. Thomaso is the one to come away with it for Holy Ghost Prep. Watkins knocks it around the boards. Tommy Ely is there for St. Joe's Prep, as well as Cole Sullivan. Knocked over to Geary, who lightly taps it over to Ben Curson. The Hawks got to get it out of their zone. Tipped by the Hawks, and once again, Holy Ghost Prep clear it down the ice. Hawks will have to start over, but with Holy Ghost Prep players on their back.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy forecheck here from Ghost. And it pays off. But puck dropped in again. Like I mentioned, they're really heavy on the forecheck. You got 4 guys inside that offensive zone there.
Yeah, probably the best thing to do was just get it down the ice and have icing called just to get a bit of a breather here as Gargon, Frankie Ely, and Castelli, so a whole new line in for St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, you got about 8 minutes left here. It's going to be a pretty crucial face-off here to win if you're the Hawks. Got to take it down the ice quickly. And
everything feels crucial now for
Yeah.
St. Joe's Prep. Gonzalez shot goes over the net. Rebounded there by Flynn. Around the boards over to Aiden Quinn. Gargon try to get it back to Quinn again. And Gargon is the one to come away with it. Gonzalez, though, in front of him, and he takes it away. 3-on-2. Gonzalez's best chance was just to get it down the ice, and he does.
yeah, that was a great play with the stick there from Gonzalez to just break up and cause disruption in the neutral zone. What looked like it could have been a potential breakout opportunity there for the Hawks turns into, and it happens again. Hawks picked again in the neutral zone.
Gonzalez gets it by Aiden Quinn and Sharafi, but could not get it past Declan Geary. There's Cole Sullivan once again. His pass was tipped and right back into Gonzalez. Holy Ghost Prep have not allowed the Hawks to get even close to the Firebird side of the ice. That one knocked into the stands, and we will get another face-off. It has been a defensive showing for Holy Ghost Prep in the last 4 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer.
Maybe the whole game, really, Ryan.
Yeah, it has
I
been.
mean, allowing only 1 goal off 22 shots is pretty impressive on your own. I mean, that's attesting to your, ability on, control rebounds. Great job from the guy between the pipes as well. And then the work that they've done on the penalty kill has been flawless.
The Hawks win the face-off. Gargon was the one to do so. Sharafi clears, and now the Prep have to re-secure the puck if they want an opportunity to try and tie this thing up. Quinn tried a cross-ice pass, but no one was there. Armour couldn't secure Frankie Ely on his back. So is Aiden Quinn, who tries to knock it away, but Holy Ghost Prep are the ones to come away with it. Thomas shoots and scores!
That's a killer there, Ryan, with about 6.5 minutes left in this game. I mean, that's just... he didn't even think that was going in. Just sneaks in the far post. I mean, it's brutal.
Unfortunate there for St. Joe's Prep. Mason Thomas gets himself on the board here today for his 6th goal of the year. And Holy Ghost Prep have broke this one open in their favor with 6:33 remaining in this game.
Yeah, that's rough, Ryan. There is time left still. As we've seen, Ghost scored twice in a minute.
That is.
The Hawks can do the
true.
same, but it is just got exponentially harder.
Logue with a shot. It goes off of Geary's glove and into the netting. So we will get a face-off.
Oh, man.
Valerite and Fisher to face off. Braden Fisher, double-digit goal season for him. Been one of the best prep forwards this year. Washlick gets behind the defense, but it's going to be offsides. Actually, no, it's going to be icing maybe. I'm not sure what they're calling. I think they called offsides originally, if I'm not mistaken, AJ.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Tiring day, AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always is.
So it was called icing, actually,
Yeah.
on St. Joe's Prep.
It's a pretty big face-off here. Fisher, it's lost, though.
Logue shot, tipped before it could get there. Valerite on the rebound for the Firebirds. Shot, saved, and caught by Geary. 6:03 now remaining.
I mean, obviously, Ryan, you still got Flyers Cup hockey coming after this, but
You
can't
really
complain with an APAC.
You really want to win this. You really want to win your league.
Yeah, really.
Washlick tries to clear. It was tipped before Fisher could even get a look at it. Ely gets it over to Curson.
Oh.
Almost cleared down the ice, but once again, Holy Ghost Prep not letting St. Joe's Prep really get anything done when it comes to just getting the puck down the ice. They have kept it in the Hawk zone over the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, this has been a different Hawks, and a different Ghost for that matter, once we've changed arenas, and not in a good way.
Ely finds Sharafi. Shot! What a
Whoa.
save there by Salida.
That was a phenomenal save right there.
Got it over his head, and he makes the play.
I mean, that looked like about as good as a rip as he could have had, but unfortunate there for the Hawks. That's a phenomenal save. Just from a phenomenal tender.
No doubt about it, AJ. Matthew Salida this season, I mentioned it before the broadcast, or before we got underway here, only allowing 1 goal a game this season, and well, the Hawks have only got 1 goal today.
Yeah.
So
It's got almost like a .95 save percentage or something along those lines. I
yes,
think if I remember correctly.
.956 save
I mean,
percentage.
that's a video game number right there.
Shot from Sharafi again, another save from Salida.
Yeah, I mean, the Hawks, pedal back, foot back on the gas a little bit, but
The Hawks, they have the lead when it comes to shots on goal, but Holy Ghost Prep have just found the puck in the back of the net more.
Yeah.
Face off one once again from the Firebirds.
yeah, it's been another problem today.
Oh, as they try to get something done on the other end. Harmer defended by Aiden Quinn. Shot saved by Geary. It gets knocked out over to Frankie Ely, who is getting harassed by Holy Ghost Prep players. Offsides called on St. Joe's Prep, and that is going to sting.
I don't know about that one. That looked pretty close, but
The
yeah,
Hawks-
like you mentioned, that is going to sting. But
The Hawks look to be a bit flustered
yeah,
ever since the rink change. And
I was going to say, I tell you what, they were rolling right before that, but
yeah, I think we should have brought it. They look like they were
I know.
firing on all cylinders. They had a lot of shots. They
yeah,
were
I mean,
doing
I
well.
would have sat on the hole out there if they gave me, like a couple honest Abe Lincolns, for the pocket, maybe 10, $15. I would have done it, but they didn't offer it to me, so
Yeah, unfortunately, that was not to be, and we changed rinks here today. Valerite trying to get by the defense. The Hawks knock it away, though. Holy Ghost Prep still in possession. Curson. DeFrat back to Curson again. Those two are playing catch. Stool from behind knocks it down the ice and clears it. Salida came out of the net, but no Hawks were there. Sullivan's pass was tipped by Logue. Stool doing anything he can to just try to get it back for St. Joe's Prep. Tommy Ely off the boards, back into possession of Helms. Logue again has it poked away by Tommy Ely as Gonzalez clears it around the boards, and that will be a whistle call. That's going to be...
I don't know.
We'll see, actually. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anyone going to the bin. I don't see anything going on anywhere.
Well, it's going to be roughing called on Cole Sullivan.
Sullivan, there it is. Yeah, that is probably the last thing you want at this point. You know, down 2 with about 4 minutes left here. 3:56 to be exact. I mean, can he score a shorty? Yeah, have we seen it happen? Have we seen it happen from this Hawks team? We have, but, it's not common. And if you're not scoring on the power play, it would be really, really uncommon for you to score on the shorty. But, I mean, we'll see.
Crazier things have happened in the game of hockey, AJ.
Yeah, this is true.
And the Hawks, it's going to be difficult for them as they can't really just clear it down the ice, as they only would have about a minute remaining.
Yeah.
If they were to continue to do that. But Holy Ghost Prep doing a nice job keeping the puck in their possession, and the puck movement has been on par thus far.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Ryan, if you're the Prep, you can't just fire it down like you would usually do. You got to try and break out. And something's going on as well here. I'm not sure. Oh,
the goal got moved.
Goal moved. Yep. I'm seeing that movie. Maybe about 80 times this year. I don't know. But I think I won't be here, Ryan. But next year you might want to have a goals moved counter. You just keep maybe mentally, maybe you track it on your phone. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, but
I think that's a good idea. AJ.
Yeah. Trying to give a little bit of wisdom before I take off for whatever school I go to.
Well, we will know maybe on the last broadcast of the year. Maybe we'll reveal it.
Yeah. Sorgi said he wanted to do a hat thing. Oh, jeez.
That would be a great idea. I like that. Logue shot and scores.
Yeah, that's the contest there.
Logue, another goal for Holy Ghost Prep as they continue to prove their dominance in this new rink.
Yeah, it's just a shame, Ryan, because this wasn't a 4-1 hockey game.
Yeah.
You're going to sit back, everyone, they're hanging out in their basement or whatever, whoever's making their hockey rankings, you're going to be like, Ghost beat the Prep 4-1. Well, it wasn't a 4-1 domination sort of hockey game. This was a close one.
Yeah.
It was a close one down to the final whistle. It was just a couple quality shots and, a couple bounces either which way really just made the difference, I think. And, that's the way that all sports go, but not – I guess my takeaway would be this wasn't a bad 4-1. This was just an unfortunate –
I get what you're saying.
Sort of, the power play, not the greatest, as I've mentioned. And, what did I just...
Miscommunication between Castelli and Gargon, who is upset. Yeah. Offsides called on the Hawks. 2:50 remaining. It's going to be hard for the Prep.
Maybe whatever that was is symptomatic of what we've seen today.
That was
rough.
It has been a hard couple of minutes. Frustration coming from the Prep's bench, and you can see why it has not been the greatest third period since the switch of rinks, and obviously not an excuse, I would say. I don't think Coach Van Kula would like to say that, but just miscommunication and just a couple, as you mentioned, AJ, quality shots from Holy Ghost Prep have really allowed them to break open this lead. Shot from Logue again, tipped by Ely before it could get there.
Yeah.
He has been dominant today. Just
wide
another
open
shot
there,
from Harmer, who has a goal as well today.
Yeah.
This is on that one as the Prep try to do anything. Curson takes hits, and he gives them as well. Now there's a big fight here.
There it is. About time. I mean, I think we saw that brewing. Curson irritated about something that happened beforehand between him and Harmer. I'll give credit to Harmer for the sportsmanship, though. He put his hand out for the fist bump,
I don't. Maybe that was maybe it could have been like a Richard Sherman, toward a handshake.
Yeah, possible.
I'm not necessarily sure, but that will send Jake Ely and Ben Curson to the box, as they were the ones who got caught in the roughing, if you will. That will probably be major penalties on both of them, which will end their days.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, maybe you get Ely attack one of the two of them for a minor. Maybe you get a roughing on Curson. So. I mean, Curson's got the ability to, bring a big hit in there. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more hits like that over the season. Pretty frustrated about something that's going on. I mean, your team's losing. You get upset sometimes, and Yeah, it
So-
happens. You know, you know, you want to win.
Yeah, so
Basketball stuff.
a major penalty to the APAC is 4 minutes in the box.
Yeah.
And we will see. I couldn't necessarily hear the officials in their calls, but obviously roughing and amongst other things were called. So we'll
Yeah.
see what is added to the scoreboard here.
Watch the drop pass behind the net.
So yeah, it's
It's
just
a
just a
shame,
minor penalty.
Yeah, it's probably 2 and 10, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have
Let's go, Brett. Dig in. Finish strong.
Dare go in to serve the 2 and 10.
Yeah, so Curson, 2 minutes in the box for him.
And then Dare's gonna be in there for 10, I believe.
So Holy Ghost Prep, they won the face-off, and just over 2 minutes remaining. Obviously on the power play, Holy Ghost Prep probably not going to do much on it. It doesn't really look like they are trying to score, as if everything goes the way it is going, Holy Ghost Prep will be back-to-back APAC champions. Last year, they defeated LaSalle on this stage.
Yep.
Shot from Frankie Ely, saved by Salida. The Hawks just trying to do anything to maybe get themselves on the board to end with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, maybe you dress up the win a little bit at this point.
So Holy Ghost Prep, the winners of the Flyers Cup last season and the APAC last season, will pretty much, when it's all said and done, take this championship in the next minute.
Yeah.
Gonzalez shot. That one goes far left. Rebounded there by Holy Ghost Prep once again. Frankie Ely knocks it down the ice. Devine is there to recover. Aiden Quinn off the boards to himself, and he takes a hit.
And they're going to call, I don't know.
Whistle blown from the officials.
Yeah.
All the way down.
Some more frustration from the Prep's bench. Under a minute remaining, and Holy Ghost Prep will take this one home when it's all said and done. 42 seconds remaining on the power play, so about a 17-second difference between the play clock and power play. Face-off won by St. Joe's Prep.
Oh.
Sharafi just tries to take a shot, and it goes far right.
I thought that crossed through, to be honest, Ryan. It might have, and just, you know, at this point in time. Yeah, 4-1, you let it go. I see the Hawks fighting, though.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the Prep, they will be back. The season is not over.
Yeah.
They will be taking on Salesianum, as the Hawks are the number 2 seed in the Flyers Cup. Salesianum the number 7 seed in the Flyers Cup. The Hawks will take on them, and if the Hawks are able to win that game, they will take on the winner of Devon Prep, the number 3 seed, and the number 6 seed Father Judge in the semifinals of the APAC, or not the APAC, the Flyers Cup semifinals. AJ will be on the mic next Tuesday for this game between the Hawks and Salesianum.
Yes, sir.
So a lot to look forward to here on WSJP. Make sure to subscribe if you
At least
enjoy.
I think I'll be on the mic. I'm coming home from Purdue that day.
Oh,
but
all right.
it's at like 8 o'clock, so I think I should be at this point.
Oh,
Sharafi's
and-
getting into it.
Yeah, some more fighting with 3 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I tell you, Ryan, my eyes, you know, I've been looking around everywhere, and these Holy Ghost Firebirds, you know, they're starting a little. There's a lot of little stuff, you know. I called it out earlier, a lot of slashing that hasn't been, you know, picked up by the officials, but a lot of little things, you know, where it's like,
And
I mean, if I'm on the ice, I'm going to punch you in the face for that, but, you know, that's neither here nor there.
that will do it. Congratulations to Holy Ghost Prep, as they are
Yeah,
your
boom.
back-to-back APAC champions. And we will now move on to the Flyers Cup. Holy Ghost Prep, they will move on with the Hawks. And the next time the Prep can see Holy Ghost Prep, that would be in the APAC and the Flyers Cup championship. That would take place on March 17th, saying that both teams advance to that game. Unfortunately, the Hawks could not come away with a win here today, but as I mentioned, a lot to look forward to here on WSJP. AJ and I will be back next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. game, so a late night game on WSJP. Make sure you stay tuned in for the home of the Hawks. Congratulations once again to Holy Ghost Prep on their back-to-back APAC championship win.
Yep.
That will do it here from Grundy Ice Arena. From myself, Ryan Sullivan, my color analyst, AJ Farrington, our producer, Mark Jameson, and our cameraman, Sam Salomon. We say thank you, have a good night, and go Prep.